So Tomb Raider is the newest video game adaptation about the character of Lara Croft, portrayed by Alicia Vikander. We're gonna get into that in a second. But her father left her when she was extremely young, so she's been fending for herself, and when certain events occur that make her believe that her father is not dead, but he's simply gone missing, she journeys out, she goes to the island where she believes that he is hiding, or he's missing, or something or other, and then our adventure begins. And just as a forewarning right up front, I need to let you guys know that as far as Lara Croft Tomb Raider, as far as any of the Tomb Raider games or any of the Lara Croft Tomb Raider movies with Angelina Jolie, I have no experience. So this version of Tomb Raider, Alicia Vikander's Lara Croft Tomb Raider, this is my first experience with it. And what I can say is, as far as a video game adaptation, it is by far the best one that we've gotten, in my personal opinion. And while I don't think it necessarily breaks the whole ideal of having terrible video game movies, I do think that it takes a few major steps in the right direction. First of all, let's start off with Alicia Vikander as Lara Croft. We got an Oscar-winning actress in our midst. We know she was great in Ex Machina, and she was fantastic in this movie. She gives a lot of heart and a lot of depth to the character of Lara Croft that I don't think any other actress could portray. And I really hope that she gets the chance to explore and maybe return to this character in a sequel or two, because I would love to see her continue with this role. Not to mention that she's extremely cut, extremely fit, extremely ripped, and she embodied the physicality of Lara Croft. I mean, there were several times where I was just amazed at the kind of stuff she was do. It was just brilliant. And one of the biggest ways that she uses her physicality is these Uncharted-like scenes that there is. If you guys didn't know, Tomb Raider, as far as what I have heard, Lara Croft is apparently the female version of Nathan Drake, and Tomb Raider is the female version of Uncharted. And as far as I could see, that's what we got here. There were several scenes inside of this movie where an action scene would go down, a chase scene would go down. Maybe she's hanging down from a rusted old plane. It reminded me of some of my favorite scenes from the Uncharted franchise, where it's just a lot of destruction, a lot of mayhem, but it's super exciting and nail-biting at the same time. Also, every little thing that happened from the first into the very end of the second act, I was completely on board with. I know there might be some people who might find the second act to be a bit boring, because undoubtedly the story does slow down for a little bit, but I found it kind of invigorating, because from the first act you get a really good setup to be on board with Lara Croft, to understand where she's coming from, so that when the second act hits, you can understand her more, and you get a little bit more revelation about the mystery and the archaeology she's going after. And in my personal opinion, if the last act of this film carried out much like the first two did, I would be saying that this is a great movie. But as it stands, although all the performances in the film are great and the first and two acts are the best, and I don't really have any problems with them, let's get into that third act, because that third act is really where all of the issues I have lie. First of all, Walter Goggins as the villain. Walter Goggins, he is a fantastic actor. Let's be honest. He is great at what he does. He is not utilized at all in here. The villain that he plays, it's just a villain who's doing stuff just because. Not to mention that the third act, okay, so the dialogue in the film, let's just put it this way. For the first and second act, I thought it was bearable. I thought the dialogue was just fine. The third act, it seems as though the writer just gave up and decided to pen the script and let his 5-year-old do it. I mean, the dialogue took a turn for the worst, and about 5 minutes into the final act, I just wanted to get up and go home. I'm gonna be perfectly honest, nothing in it was special, and it was just horrendously put together. Except for Alicia Vikander's performance. I can say that was the best part of the entire third act, in my opinion, and of course the action scenes. Guys, I gotta admit, Tomb Raider was a big surprise to me. I think it's thoroughly enjoyable. The first and second act, I think, are the best in the entire movie, and although that third act is just truly atrocious, and the story of Tomb Raider of this film isn't special whatsoever, I can't deny that I really did have a lot of fun watching it. So I'm gonna say, guys, I do recommend you going to see it. I'm gonna say I can push this, and I'll say that Tomb Raider is a casual watch. And as always, guys, it is what you say that matters. So have you had a chance to see Tomb Raider yet? And what did you think of it? Most importantly, though, what is your favorite video game adaptation to date? Whatever your thoughts may be, leave them down in the comment section below so we can get a conversation started. And if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right there and subscribe and become part of the fray of nerds who love cinema. You all have a fantastic day.